invite you to go ahead and start tapping right away. Either collarbone or you can be tapping through different points. So there's a truth about human beings that can be very comforting and also very challenging for some people. And that's the idea that we are always doing the best we can in any given moment. So that when we look back at the past, at even the biggest mistakes that we've made, knowing that we were doing the best we could at that time, and it's comforting in that it can allow us to cut us ourselves some slack and have some more compassion for ourselves. But it's also very challenging, especially because we get the idea that that means that's the best I could do, and certainly I know that I can do better. It's like, yes, it's not the best you were capable of. It's the best you could do at that time, given the programming that you have and the circumstances that you were in. And in fact, I've always said that if you were to take your brain and open it up and look at all the neural pathways, and you could see any memory of any mistake that you made, and if you followed the neural pathways backwards in time through all of your experiences and all of the messages that you've gotten, many of which were very wrong, you could then follow it back to that moment and say, ah, I see why I did that. You know, I I wish I hadn't opened that one particular door, but in that moment, that was the only door that I saw. That was the only door that I felt I could open. It's what made the most sense. Even though from a logical standpoint or a moral standpoint or whatever, it feels absolutely wrong. It was the best you could do at that moment. And so let's do some tapping to allow yourself greater compassion, which then gives you greater freedom to do better in the future. So taking full responsibility for your own well-being. I choose to know that I did the best I could, and I choose to love and accept myself. I choose to know I did the best I could at the time, and I choose to love and honor myself. I choose to know I did the best I could at the time. I'm not excusing bad behavior. I'm not saying that what I did was right. I'm just allowing myself to see what was going on so that I can do better in the future. I choose to know I was doing the best I could at the time, and I'm doing the best I can right now. And I choose to deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself, and maybe anyone else who might be involved, because I choose to feel that free. I was doing the best I could at the time. I was doing the best I could at the time. And I feel a lot of resistance to this idea because I know I can do better. And I'm allowing myself to get clear. Saying that I was doing the best I could at the time is not saying that's all I was capable of. I'm not defined by that. That's not the limit of my capacity. It's a snapshot in time. It's like an athlete with an injury. They're not going to give their greatest performance. They're not going to be as fast as they can be on their best day. They're going to be as fast as they can be on that day. And shame doesn't help. An injured athlete doesn't need to be ashamed of themselves. I choose to have the same compassion for myself. I'm not saying I'm proud of what I did or what I failed to do. I just choose to cut myself some slack. I'm not saying it would be okay to do again. I'm tapping to clear whatever might cause me to do it again. I'm tapping so that I have greater freedom to do better. I'm allowing myself to get curious. Why was that the best I could do at that time? What stopped me from doing better? And how do I fix that? How do I make it possible to do better? That was not the limit of what I can do. I'm absolutely capable of doing better. Acknowledging that was the best I could do at that time gives me greater freedom to see what I could do better. If I'm so busy shaming myself, I don't have the bandwidth to get the lessons. I just feel bad about what I did. And part of me says if I feel really bad, then I won't do it again. And that doesn't usually work so well. If I did something bad, it's because I wasn't feeling so great. So how is feeling bad going to help the situation? I'm allowing myself to recognize what I did, and I'm allowing myself to make it as right as possible. I'm willing to pay whatever price is necessary. I'm just allowing myself to process any shame so that I can get clear about what was motivating me then, or getting in the way of motivation, so that I can do better in the future. I'm allowing myself to know that I did the best I could at that time, in those circumstances, with the programming that I had, much of which is misunderstandings. I choose to clear the misunderstandings that caused those problems. So that I have much greater freedom to do better and better. And I choose to love myself in the process. in body, mind, and spirit. Take a deep breath, close your eyes, and go inside and notice what's going on in there. Hopefully, feeling more compassion for yourself. And you can open your eyes. And again, recognizing that the idea that you did the best you could at that time, it's not an excuse. It's not a matter of, hey, I don't need to pay the price because it was the best I could do at the time. No, that doesn't mean it was good enough. It's just recognizing, okay, wow, if that was the best I could do, I want to clear the shame that keeps me from thinking clearly so that I can look and go, what was that? What was the injury that limited my speed? And how do I fix that so that I can run faster in the future, so that I can do better? And that's a gift for yourself and others, so please do that. And when there's other stuff that gets in the way and slows you down, I'm here for you. Thanks.